use the word canceled. Is it canceled or postponed? I would imagine postponed, that
Yes.
they'll play this game at some point. But Mark Davis was out here. The crew chief, Courtney Kirkland, was not. The second official, Justin Van Dyne, was out here. And then those two officials went back to the locker room. Now Lonzo Ball has just emerged from the Pelicans locker room. This is the first Pelican player that we've seen at all on the court tonight. We are hearing that they're going to make an announcement soon that this game is not being played. But we have not been told that officially. And again, this is the first time we've seen any New Orleans player. The Sacramento players were out here warming up as if they were going to play the game. And then we got word about 18 minutes ago, Scott, that the Pelicans were being told by members of their front office staff not to leave the locker room. And then we found out that Courtney Kirkland, one of the officials, worked the Utah-Toronto game on Monday. Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz, according to Woj earlier tonight, testing positive for the coronavirus, the reason for the Oklahoma City-Utah game being postponed tonight. And so, obviously, that was connected to the reason why the Pelicans didn't want to play the game. And we've just told that the game has been officially postponed. In fact, they just announced it to a sparse crowd here, and you could probably hear some of the reaction in the background. So I don't know what to ask here, Richard, other than I guess this is a former player. I mean, you're ready to play a game, and now you're not.
So
how do you handle it?
I'm going to say this. I was in China earlier this year when people weren't sure whether or not the games were going to go on between the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers. And there was an uncertainty there, and there's an uncertainty here. This uncertainty, though, I think it's for public health, and they're doing the right thing. When one player gets it, we talked about it earlier, it goes throughout the team. You're all touching the same balls. You're drinking the same water. You're all doing the exact same things in a very close, confined area. You're traveling on planes, playing cards. These are things that happen, and everyone gets it. So I understand why the NBA is being extremely cautious and why the Pelicans are being caused.
We do ask that you please exercise.
It was just announced again over the loudspeaker, and I think it was
check Kings.com
before when they announced. I don't think they were as clear. You just heard a clear announcement, and that's why everybody is booing. So, as a player, as a former player, Richard, you don't know when NBA action is going to resume. So,
no, you don't. This is similar to a lockout, where it's like you just have to prepare, you have to stay ready, you have to make sure that you're mentally locked in, which can be difficult when you don't have an end date or a date that you're working towards. But I think players and fans need to understand that this is in the best case, or this is the best case possible for making sure that everyone stays healthy and that you limit the spread of this disease.
All right, so the Pelicans-Kings game postponed, and Scott will continue to update you if we get more information on exactly what happened and how much this was related to Courtney Kirkland, one of the officials, and the connection to work in the game on Monday between Utah and Toronto, and how much it was that the Pelicans just didn't want to play when other games were being postponed. And you could understand why a lot of fans are unhappy. But the developments that we just presented to you all came down in the last 45 minutes. So that's what we got from here now. Sacramento will say goodbye.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.